Okay, so all the parts that you see here are now officially primed. I primed them using Mr. Finishing Surfacer 1500 gray. There was actually just maybe a quarter of amount of gray in here, so what I did was I filled it up, you could say 50% of Mr. Color leveling thinner. I gave it a good mix, like churning it up a bit, agitating it, and then I waited a good maybe I didn't immediately begin priming it. I just waited about a good day so this thing could funnily, mix. And then I applied it onto my airbrush and then began priming all the parts that you see here. Now I got the dark blues here, the combination of white and yellow, which I did mix here. There's all the light blue and yellow, and then all the reds here. A part of that, I also have the other parts that was in the sticker on the reversible masking tape already primed as well, as you can see. So that takes care of that. All that's done. I just review. Oh, and of course, let's look at this one here. Here in my tray, I have all the other parts here. This is all primed, and I reviewed each and every one of them to make sure there's nothing there that looks damaging or anything like that. The only thing I didn't do is the dark blue ones. Let me just take a brief look at it. Okay, that's good. I did remember some, like, when you start priming parts with an airbrush, if it's not if it's not thinned properly, little glumps of paint of primer can stick to the kit. So when you see that, your instinct says, "Oh God, I gotta wipe it off." But no, let it dry. If a clump does go on the part when you're priming, don't do nothing. Just continue spraying or clean it up, clean your airbrush a bit so you can spray a little bit more and then you can cover all the surface. Then later on, when it finishes drying, you review it, you go back to it. You take a sanding stick or paper, sand it down a bit so it's nice and conform, and go back and re-prime it again if you feel like doing that. Sometimes we don't want to do that, because you're ready to go to the next color. And but that depends on what you want to do. What's your preference on that? That happens to me all the time. So I don't know if it's whether it's my room or how I'm doing it. When I say my room, because I have my room very well sealed. Not that much cold air is coming into my room, and I have the steam is on. So, when it's cold outside, it's warm in here. In reality, it's kind of warm in here anyway, and I actually turned off my little mini fan because I do get, a little hot in here. So, maybe it should be a little cooler for drying. I have no idea. But regardless of the case, that's something that you need to be aware of. So, everything's primed. I gave it a good day. It's nice and clean. Everything's good. I think it's about time we start painting so we can get this kit done. So I'm going to turn on my spray booth, move some of these parts over here, and we're going to take a few parts off because we're going to begin with the dark blue. And for the dark blue, I said before, we're going to use Titan's Blue 2, number 2. Use a few here for just to test out. I already got my airbrush done, ready to go. I did a test run before. Let's try this little one first. Okay. You know what? Hang on a second. Always remember to put your mask on. So give me a second. Let's try this. do this one. I'm going to have to remove this and put it on the edges because I think it's covering up a part there that I'm going to need to paint. I'll wait until it dries up a bit and I'll do that right now. Okay. Come on, good. Let's try this one. Alright. Alright, it's good. This blue has been my favorite go-to blue for a while. I mean, I use it on my White Dingo Jim team, and I use it on other kits this year, but I have to admit, this is a really nice shade of blue. I mean, I've always been been a big fan of the light blue and the royal blue, and the standard blue color that you normally find on the RX-782, but this one has always been my favorite blue. I kind of cringed at the fact that I bought another bottle because I didn't realize that I had more left over from the other blue. But I said to myself, you know what? I want to use that blue again for something else, for another kit in the future. I'm just doing I'm just doing one pass, and then I will go back again and do a second pass to make sure that it's all out evenly. So let me just finish up the darker blue first, and then we'll move on to the next color. So the next color is going to be the light blue, and this time we're going to be using this new blue color that I picked up, which is the Gundam Colors Exam Blue 1. Efreet Custom. So this was basically the color blue that you could use for the Efreet. RE kit that came out a year ago. Didn't pick up the red because this, I have so many reds, but I love this one so well that actually, how can I say I love it because I haven't even used it yet? But I did test it and it looks really nice. So I have a lot here. Let's try it. Let's try this part. Use this. It's a good shade of blue. It's not too strong. It's not too oversaturating. Kind of like that. Let's try this part here. The little notches there. What do you think of that? This is a good shade. But I do realize I made a slight bit of error here because I think I took a little bit too much thinner. Whoops. Just a little bit of too much thinner, so I may have to balance it out a bit. But if you notice that you did put too much thinner and the color's not coming out, don't oversaturate it. Consider it as, okay, I'm going to do it in layers. So that way it doesn't, it conforms pretty well. Let's try this one here. That's good. I may have to do another pass later on, but for now, let me just get, this is, you know, okay to do one layer first, and then later on I'll do another layer and make sure everything is all conform well. That's good. Yeah, so let's do this. Yeah, I'll have to do another layer later on. This is going to be several layers of this. Let's do one more. This is the part for the arm. Alright. So far so good. Kind of like what I'm seeing here. Actually, before I move on, yes, I should have thought of this. So let me just take these out first, so I can prepare these. But there's one thing that I should show off, and that is this. This is the part where I actually paint this one, the metallic gunmetal, and I covered it up with masking tape so I can paint the rest in this color. There we go. Again, have to do another pass. So far so good. Let me continue on, and then we'll move on to the next color of this build.